You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family has done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
It is a serial killer in Houston, Texas, if you didn't know.
Welcome back to Between Two Worlds with Yoni. Here we dive into shadow stories, the mirrors of our hidden fears and beliefs. By facing them, we learn we can rewrite the story and choose a new ending for ourselves. Houston is buzzing right now with whispers of a serial killer. But is that really the truth? Over the past few days, a body was found near a downtown bayou, and fear has spread quickly across social media. Families are scared, rumors are flying, and trust in the city leadership feels shaky. But when you peel back the layers, this story may not be about one dangerous individual. It may be about something much bigger happening in Houston. Tonight, we're going to look at what really happened, where the rumors came from, and the deeper issues that might be fueling this fear. Among the many bodies recovered in the Houston's bayous, one name has struck a particular chord: Jade McKissic. She was a 20-year-old student at the University of Houston, majoring in strategic communications and advertising, and known for how active and beloved she was in her campus community. Here's what we know so far, and where the uncertainties begin. Jade was last seen on September 11th. That evening, she had been out with friends at a nearby bar. After leaving the bar, she reportedly left her phone behind and went to a gas station to buy a drink. From there, authorities say she was seen walking towards Brays Bayou near the intersection of Scott Street and McGregor Way. On September 15th, her body was recovered in Brays Bayou at around the 4900 Spur 5 block. The Harris County Medical Examiner's autopsy found no signs of trauma or foul play in her case. As of now, the cause of death is still undetermined and under investigation.
According to Houston police, she had spent the evening with friends at local bars and then left by herself, and also left her cell phone. From there, she walks to this gas station. The clerk showed us video of her going inside and getting a slushie. She walks out these doors and walks into the parking lot. And this picture from surveillance shows Jade circled in green in the far right corner of your screen. It's the last time she was seen, according to police. It shows her walking towards Brays Bayou. To give you some perspective, the gas station is about 100 yards away from Brays Bayou. I'm gonna actually walk and see how long it takes me to get there. That video was sped up, but it took me about 27 seconds to walk from the front entrance to the intersection of McGregor Way and Scott Street. This camera right here at the end of the gas station shows Jade walking towards the left of the bayou, and then she goes out of frame. Sadly, 4 days later, Jade's body was found in the bayou about 2.5 miles from the gas station. Police said an autopsy revealed no signs of trauma or foul play, and the cause of her death is under investigation. Jade was a junior who was studying strategic communications and advertising. She was part of the 2025 UH orientation team and worked on campus as a front desk assistant. So again, just another live look here at Brays Bayou, where police recovered the body of Jade McKissic. And just to give you that perspective again, just to kind of show you how close we are to this Shell gas station where she was seen on camera going in and getting something to drink. She goes out, she walks out of frame from this area, and then her body is found 4 days later. So still a lot of questions surrounding her death. We know Houston police and the medical examiner's office will work to try to figure out exactly how she died.
And this is where the rumors began to snowfall. When Jade's body was found in Brays Bayou with no clear case of death, no signs of trauma, and so many unanswered questions, people started connecting dots that weren't really there. Social media lit up, and suddenly the narrative shifted from a single tragic loss to whispers of a serial killer roaming the city. The truth is, officials have found no evidence linking Jade's death to other cases. But in a city already struggling with fear, violence, and mistrust of leadership, her story began the spark that ignited a wildfire of speculation.
Enough is enough of misinformation, wild speculation by either social media, elected officials, candidates, the media. We do not have any evidence that there is a serial killer loose in Houston, Texas. Let me say that again. There is no evidence that there is a serial killer loose on the streets of Houston. If there was, you would hear it from me first. This is being held to make certain that everyone knows we operate in my administration and HPD in total transparency. What we know and can release to you, you will know as soon as anyone. But at some point in time, we have to let HPD complete its work, give you the facts, look at individual cases. These 5 tragic drownings discovered over a 5-day period is alarming. One is too many. But if you allow HPD to identify the individuals, do their investigation, you will see why we have the best police department in the nation. Our dive team regularly assists other agencies. So I'm before you today to let you know that enough is enough of wild speculation. It's very frustrating to me to be at home and watch the news or social media and see people spread what I know to be false. And so today we brought the chief, captain of homicide, to inform you at what stage the investigations are. Now, I grew up in Houston. Unfortunately, drowning in our bayous is not a new phenomenon. It's an alarming discovery. We have 2,500 miles of bayous or waterways in Houston, Texas. We have homeless living underneath the bridge. What do you think when a homeless person dies from an illness, diabetes or cancer? What do you think his friends and associates do? They do not take him to a funeral home. Unfortunately, the homeless, when they pass, often end up in the bayou. Reason why we're working so hard to get the homeless off the streets of Houston. Alcohol plays a major role. Mental health plays a major role. Unfortunately, there are 2,500 miles of bayous and people are exposed to them. Sometimes foul play, often not. Accidents.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to thank our media partners for showing up and reporting the facts with us. Our dive team has recovered 5 bodies from bayous across the city of Houston between September 15th and 20th. There's no evidence, and I repeat, no evidence, to suggest that any of these incidents are connected. In all of the 5 incidents, the medical examiner's office will determine the cause of death. The investigation into these incidents is pending the determination of the ME's office. For us as an agency, rumors stir fear and anxiety in our communities. It's important to rely on verified information and investigations. So I'm going to bring up Captain Zia. He's going to cover the 5 that happened in the last week so that you can have the facts as we have them at the moment. All this stuff is preliminary. Again, we're not doctors up here. The medical examiner will make the final decision on the causes of death. Captain Zia?
So I just want to reiterate that in all these, in all 5 instances, the ruling in regards to the manner and cause of death are still pending. So the first incident was September 15th. A body was recovered in Brays Bayou at 4998 Spur 5 Freeway. That's Brays Bayou before 10 a.m. The ME's office identified the deceased as Jade McKissic, 20 years old. Preliminary investigation indicates that there were no signs of trauma or foul play. But again, I reiterate that we have to wait until the actual autopsy results come out. Another body was recovered on the same day. It was located in Hunting Bayou at 13,400 East Freeway at about 11:50 a.m. The ME's office has not identified the deceased individual in that incident. The next one was September 16th. Body was located at White Oak Bayou at 2200 White Oak Drive at about 1:25 p.m. Again, the ME's office has not identified the deceased individual. There was one on September 18th. Body was located in Buffalo Bayou at 400 Jensen Drive at about 2 p.m. ME has not identified the deceased in that incident as well. September 20th was the last incident. A body was located in Buffalo Bayou at 900 North York Street at about 8:25 a.m. The ME's office has identified the deceased in that individual, but because we don't know whether the next of kin have been notified, it wouldn't be right for us to identify that individual at this time. And I just want to reiterate that I understand social media is the medium of communication in today's age, but a lot of times there's a lot of unverified information that circulates. And our job as detectives and as an investigative body is to follow the science and the evidence. And that's what allows us to be able to do our job, and that's what we're focused on.
Chief, what about...
Sorry, Gracie?
Well, the number we have for this year, for 2025, I know it was 5 within a so many day period, but altogether we have 14 that we counted.
Right.
And some of them were not homeless. We have a student from U of H. We have an executive from downtown who would go jogging along the bayou. What can you say about that?
Well, I can just, out of respect for those families, people have complications. People are complicated. And we, as a police agency, don't know what is going on in their personal lives. So we follow the science. We don't judge people for the mishap, for what they're going through personally. As a police department, we're here to help the community, not judge. Whatever happened in their circumstance is their business. And we, as an organization, we're fact finders. We report the facts, and that's it. So that's the 14 number is correct, but 1 is too many. Ms. Winfrey?
Are you able to say are the age ranges pretty broad? Are the genders broad?
Captain Z, you want to address that?
So we weren't able to find any kind of typical pattern. It runs the gamut, genders, ethnicities, age range.
Do we the 14 that we found this year connected to any type of foul play or anything?
Again, we've said it a couple of times. That has been determined. Again, the dive team isn't the investigator. Dive team is the recovery component of our job. That goes to the medical examiner's office. But we treat every single one as its own event. Yes, ma'am.
So, like the mayor mentioned, this is just part of living in Houston. I think she said 14 were recovered this year. Is that like a higher number than average per year?
You know, that's a great question. Thank you. Last year there were 24. Okay. The mayor's mentioned 1 is too many. 2,500 miles of bayou. Yes, ma'am.
Can I follow up with the mayor? If these are determined to be, I mean, we don't know why they died, but would you look at possibly installing any like safety features along the bayou to prevent deaths like this in the future?
Well, obviously, it's been repeated by the professionals. Every circumstance is different. Some of them are personal decisions. Some of them involve alcohol. And so we have to examine each and every individual. I'm not certain, other than we do have barricades along our bayous. Unfortunately, sometimes people drive into the bayous. And I don't know of a fail-safe way when bayous are such a part of our lifestyle in our environment, other than everyone should be smart. We should look out for each other. But I think when the facts are reported from these instances, you're going to see each one was very unique, Some individuals were facing challenges, and it just concerns me that misinformation and speculation has been driving this for too long. So I said today, enough is enough. Let's bring everyone together. You know, those individuals you just mentioned, Grizzly, we don't publicly know their challenges. One is too many. As a father of 2 grown daughters, the U of H loss is tragic, but so were the other individuals. But we're going to roll out at the appropriate time what their cell phones revealed, what their families revealed, and you'll see that in a city of 2.3 million people, it's very challenging some days for some of our residents.
What's clear in all of this is that the mayor seems more concerned with image than impact. Instead of facing the grief of lives lost, the rise in violence, and the fear spreading through Houston, he's worried about how he looks as a leader. Every press conference is framed to calm the public, but without the transparency people deserve. When leadership chooses optics over honesty, it doesn't build trust, it breaks it. Houston doesn't need polished sound bites. Houston needs truth. Houston needs accountability. And most of all, Houston needs leadership that values people's lives over public perception.
Ladies, y'all be careful. Houston ladies, y'all be careful. So, quick little story. So, I went to Memorial Herman Park for a walk or whatever. So, as I'm walking, I'm on the phone conversing with my mom. I got one earpiece in. I only wear one so that way I can still, be aware of my surroundings. So as I'm walking, I noticed, different people walking by, but this one guy in particular, it was a African-American male. He was walking behind me. It was a nice little distance, but I could tell he could tell that I was distracted because I was on the phone. So I noticed that he was picking up his pace as he was walking behind me. But what I also noticed is, at Memorial Herman Park, if you're walking the trail, you have on workout wear. He didn't have on any workout attire. He had on some jeans, he had on some slides with some socks, and he looked like he was up to no good or whatever. So I told my mom, let me get off the phone so I can go ahead and pay attention. Of course, she's talking crap because, it's been known for a serial killer to be out, in Houston, because all these young ladies or whatever, they're coming up missing and dead. So what I do is I'm almost at my car. I'm almost at the parking lot. But what I do, I end up walking in the middle of the street. Because now I'm about to walk in the middle of the street. I'd rather get hit by a car than snatched by somebody, So I walk in the middle of the street as the cars are passing by, and I notice it's this Metro Lift bus or whatever. He was coming down, so I'm flagging him down. So it was a young man in there, and I was like, please just watch me as I walk to my car, because it's an unknown male walking behind me, and it just seems like he's up to no good. So he was like, yeah, of course, go ahead. So I run or whatever. I run to my vehicle. He follows me, the Metro Lift guy. He follows me. Thank God for him. He follows me, and y'all, why the man that was walking behind me, why he was watching. And the Metro Lift guy was like, hey, he was watching you. So I just want to let y'all know, ladies, please be careful. Be careful. If you're going to exercise and things like that, try to go in pair. Go in a pair, go with somebody, or, go inside of a gym or something. But be careful, y'all, because that was scary.
Houston News Channel is disgusting. They really got up on here and said that they found 6 bodies in that Buffalo Bayou Park within 2 weeks, but there's no evidence of a serial killer. And they try to blame it on alcoholism and homelessness. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? If I'm not mistaken, it's in the 3rd Ward area, Buffalo Bayou Park, U of H, TSU. That's all in the same area. At night, it's been not safe, but now, obviously, it's really not. And then Buffalo Bayou Park, they're trying to gentrify it. If you look up on it on TikTok, it don't say nothing bad about it right now. They're trying to make it seem like it's just good to go play in it all the time. In broad daylight, you can get your shit broken into and you can get your ass done the fuck up. Stay where y'all at. Stay stay in y'all houses. If y'all want to party so bad, if y'all don't do kickbacks on the inside of the house, that's about it. And even then, don't walk around nowhere in Third Ward at night anyway. RIP to that girl that got found in Buffalo Bayou Park that was a student at U of H. I don't even think U of H came out with a statement or nothing like that. That's one of y'all fucking students. Then they gave a description of a white man that's big with a red shirt. I really feel like they just did that just so we could shut the fuck up. Y'all stay vigilant for everybody. Everybody's a suspect. We don't know who the fuck doing that shit. I really want to know, as the University of TSU and U of H, are they letting out like warnings, or are they telling y'all emails, like are they emailing y'all letting y'all know like stay in y'all houses past a certain time or something like that? What are they doing to make sure that their students are safe for the well-being of their fucking students and their campus?
Y'all, so the police chief and the mayor got on the news and said, we ain't got no serial killer. Baby, the next day that serial killer said, bitch, who? Shit me if it ain't. What Cardi B said? Like, are y'all dumb? Houston got a real live Pennywise in this bitch, and the mayor and the police chief trying to play in our motherfucking face. And then you hoes dumb. Y'all will still go on dates and let the nigga pick you up and all that, dating apps, Tinder and all that. Nah.
Houston mayor coming out trying to clear the air, saying there's no serial killer on the loose when there's been 15 bodies found. Listen, ladies, keep your head on a swivel. Stay strapped. Go to the gun range. Me and my husband go to the gun range at least once a month. I stay ready, so I don't gotta get ready, and you should be doing the same. Whether you're married, single, figuring it out, it doesn't matter. You need to stay strapped. I ain't talking about no mace. I ain't talking about none of that. To my strapped up. And listen, take them fucking noise cancellation headphones off. I come do my 3 to 6 miles every single day, y'all, and I don't do no music. People always laugh at me when they be like, when I post about me doing these runs and these walks with no music, but really and truly, I'm doing it because I like to hear myself breathing, but I also do it for safety reasons. Like, take them headphones off. Not one, not two, all of us together. Just take it off. I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. And when you out here, keep your head on a swivel. I'm looking over my shoulder every 2 seconds. If somebody look at me on their camera, they probably think somebody's after me, because every 2 seconds I'm here. Every time I hear something, I'm here. Like, keep your head on a swivel, ladies. And no matter how you put it, a man is always stronger than a woman. I don't care how strong you think you are, how much you work out, and how much you lift. A man is always stronger. You gotta stay strapped, stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. And listen, go to that gun range. It's important. It's necessary in the times we're living in. And listen, everybody's a lick. It's that season. So make sure you stay prepared. That's my message to you today. And if you're in Houston, especially when they find 15 bodies in these waters, listen, there's no excuse. I'm sorry.
A Houston mayor, where everybody is in here tagging all in my inbox over and over again saying there's no serial unalive in Houston, Texas. Come on, sip a little tea with Auntie. Let's talk about it. Y'all, I see a lot of y'all that tag me in it, and a lot of y'all keep telling me over and over and over about it. Y'all, explain this to me and I can be quiet after that. 5 bodies in 1 week. That's the number I want everybody to factor in. 5 bodies in 1 week. How did they get in that bayou? That's all I want to know. How did they get in that bayou? If there's no serial unalive, nowhere to be found. 5 bodies in that bayou in 1 week. Nobody is saying that's not true. Nobody never said that's not true. So if there were 5 bodies in one bayou, how are these bodies getting in that bayou? That's the catch-22. To that part is figured out, y'all. Remain. Know your surroundings. Teach your children to watch their surroundings. Don't go nowhere alone. Don't go nowhere after dark. You know, keep somebody with you. Keep something on you to protect yourself at all costs, y'all, until whatever that is going on is figured out. And some of y'all acting like it's normal, like, oh, this been going on. That ain't normal. 5 bodies in 1 week, y'all, and ain't nobody talking about this, y'all. This story ain't been covered like that. If it been covered like a lot of stuff be covered on social media, I'd have been heard about it by now, y'all. Yesterday, from my cousin, was the first time I ever heard about this going on in Houston, Texas, y'all. I'm still gonna say this before I get ready to get off this video. 5 bodies in 1 week, and there's no need for the raised red flag. What country do y'all live in? What state do y'all live in where that's not an alarming thing to find 5 bodies in bayous in the state of Texas, in Houston, Texas at that? Thank y'all for sipping a limo tea with Auntie. Bye, y'all.
Let's pause and talk about why so many women are on edge right now. For women, safety isn't just a headline or a news cycle. It's a daily reality. Walking to your car at night, jogging by the bayou, even going out with friends. These are moments we're taught to always look over our shoulder. So when news breaks about bodies found in the water, or when rumors of a serial killer hit social media, that fear is real because it taps into something women already live with every day. This isn't just about one story. It's about years of women feeling unheard when they say, "I don't feel safe." It's about the trauma of past cases where women went missing, where justice felt delayed, or where answers never fully came. So yes, even if investigators say there's no serial killer, I understand why so many women are anxious right now. Because the truth is, for us, safety has always felt fragile. Not only that, social media has taken the situation and made it worse. People are spreading false information, mixing up completely different cases and calling it one serial killer. Just a month ago, there was a serial crime in Houston Parks and Trails. That case is now being tied to Jade McKissic and other bodies found in the bayou. Even though officials have not linked them, this creates confusion, feeds fear, and leaves locals on edge. Instead of clarity, people are left with panic, and that only distracts us from the real issues, like the rising violence in Houston and the lack of transparency from our elected officials.
There's a sketch going around, sorry, I'm eating. There's a sketch going around about a possible serial killer. So we call him the Bayou Killer, I guess. So be careful. It's a lot of them going around. Be careful. Keep your eyes open.
Houston police are searching for a man accused in a series of violent assaults and robberies.
Investigators say women have been targeted on parks and trails near downtown, and the crimes are growing more brazen. KPRC2's TJ Parker is live at Eleanor Tinsley Park with what we know. TJ, good morning.
Good morning, guys. And police say that suspect attacked at least 5 people since June, the most recent one, a pregnant woman. And police say, unfortunately, because of that attack, that woman had a miscarriage. Now, police are releasing this sketch of that suspect, hoping somebody knows who this person is. Investigators say the suspect rides a bicycle during each of those attacks. Again, the most recent happening on July 31st along Allen Parkway. Police say the man came up behind a pregnant woman, pulled at her fanny pack and knocked her to the ground. They say he then kicked her in the stomach, grabbed the bag, and took off on his bike. Doctors confirmed she later suffered a miscarriage. Just days earlier, on July 28th, 2 other women reported being groped, one on Studa Street and another near the Heights Hike and Bike Trail. Police say the same man touched a woman inappropriately on July 10th at a park off Sabine, and again on June 17th while a woman was walking near Crockett Street. We talked with one of the women who was assaulted last month. Take a listen.
I was walking home with my dog, and on the trail, somebody on a bike came up behind me. They came up right next to me, slowed down almost to a stop, leaned over, groped me from behind.
I'm just scared. I'm scared, and we should have more protection for ourselves.
All right, so the suspect is described as a heavy-set man in his mid-30s with brown hair. In each incident, he was seen wearing a red bike helmet, black and white shoes, and riding a dark-colored bike.
The truth doesn't come from rumors or social media. It comes from facts and from science. Everybody recovered is being examined through autopsies and investigations. Now, let's get clear about why this is not being considered a serial killer case. By definition, serial killers have patterns. They target specific types of victims. They use consistent methods, and their crimes often happen under similar circumstances. So far in Houston, no connections like that have been made. The victims are different ages, genders, and found in different locations. Investigators have not found a single link in cause of death. What we were seeing instead are separate tragedies. Tragic? Yes, but not a serial pattern. This is why fueling that narrative online is dangerous. It takes away from the real issues, the violence Houston is facing, the unanswered questions families deserve clarity on, and the accountability we need from leadership. As I close out this video, I want to pause to give my condolences to the families who've lost loved ones connected to the Bayou findings. No matter what the cause, these are real people, real lives, real grief that the community is carrying. To the women listening, please keep your head on a swivel. I know I joke in my videos about Gotham City being in the back, but I have literally seen and heard the rise of violence in Houston. Be aware of your surroundings. When you're alone, try not to wear headphones or anything that could distract you. I say this not to instill fear, but because your safety matters, and I want all of us to make it home. Even in the middle of rumors and unanswered questions, we can hold two things at once: compassion for those grieving and vigilance for our own safety. That's how we honor ourselves. That's how we honor those we've lost. In times like this, it's easy to get swept up in fear, but the best thing we can do is stay grounded and calm. Take in facts, protect your peace, and don't let panic control the narrative.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.